government officials insist that this is an isolated incident. Difficult that that is for people perhaps. We will continue to keep you informed as this story unfolds. That's hard to be instead. Many scientists have begun studying the virus. Hope to find medical.
Welcome to No Man's Sky, 6 years later. Now, I presume many of your guys' predictions may vary based on your personal experience, and that's alright. Who am I to make that decision for you? Having that said, everything I say now on might not register in everyone's intellectual capability. You might have deserted this universe back in 2016 and refused to return back to it. And I know exactly how you feel, because I was right there with you. Back in 2016, we were stepping into this unknown universe that was so hidden and so unpredictable, we simply didn't even know what we were getting ourselves into. This galaxy was so immersive and yet
felt so empty at the same time.
I simply wouldn't even know the true intent behind all this. But I'll tell you what I do know though.
Despite that, I'm out here, stuck in the middle of nowhere, trying to figure out every microscopic atom on this planet, trying to figure out how in the world all these creatures out here manage to survive and reproduce in the most toxic environment where we as humans wouldn't even make 13.27 seconds without a biohazard protection and a tank full of oxygen. These same creatures that overcome this toxicity with the most complex and well-protected immune system can't even survive 10 minutes on the planet Earth.
Now, our solar system is made up of 8 planets, okay? But how big is our entire galaxy, you may ask? Roughly 100,000 light years.
Now, for someone who's completely lost at this moment, a normal human reaction would be disorientation, increased heart rate, loss of concentration, dehydration, paranoia.
Pretty much everything you would expect leading up to a heart attack.
Now, the only thing that prevents that from happening would be my morning coffee. Just kidding. You see that little bar at the bottom, that right there. Yeah, that right there, that bar is what assures me that I still get 120 seconds to live, which is 2 minutes, and if I don't repolish that, well, somebody else is gonna be eating my leftovers. The idea of not giving a shit sounds very good, and I will still have it in consideration, but see, naturally I'm a very nosy person and I tend to get myself in situations where I know I don't belong, like this one. We're gonna have to make this our home and science the shit out of this. So ladies and gents, I suggest that you remain seated at all times and hold on tight to that popcorn of yours, because this is about to get very bumpy.
Let's name this chapter Deliver Us the Moon. Nope, never mind, that title was already taken. How about From Alpha to Omega? In Greek alphabet, alpha is the first letter of the alphabet, and omega is the last one, of course. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty cool. Let's do that.
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know. It comes down to all or nothing. This time is for real, we can't pretend. You know, they're closing in. And I don't wanna miss a shot. Adrenaline, so give it everything that you got. Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting
Just a little disclaimer, I currently have 14, maybe even 15 hours into the game, which means everything you see is achievable up until this point, within this time period. I mean, 14 hours is a lot out of your day, however, it means nothing to No Man's Sky. It honestly blows my mind how much content is actually available to you at this point. To make it more interesting, I already chose the planet to settle onto, and this is a survival mode. Supposedly we should have a significant amount of challenges here, and to be quite honest with you, I do feel the challenge, not gonna lie. We will be farming for some supplies, and the most elements I'd like to focus on would be carbon, oxygen, and of course pure ferrite. Oxygen is what will keep us breathing on this planet. Carbon, on the other hand, is very valuable. Pretty much without carbon, we will not have any energy to do any of our tasks. And last but definitely not least, ferrite, which is very crucial element to us as well. That is something to combine with other elements to create a stronger compound. Very useful when it comes to building. Carbon and oxygen seem to come from the same parent. Pretty much anything that lives and breathes will more likely have carbon and oxygen, sometimes even both. As far as ferrite, it is obtainable through rocks and other substances. The only thing I forgot to mention was the sodium, which is in our current situation is not very relevant simply because there is no radiation on this planet. However, when we travel to other planets, there are severe weather conditions. Sodium is pretty much what will keep us nice and cozy, and it will sustain normal temperature in our body and for a limited period, I guess. But as long as we keep recharging our shield with the sodium, there should be no reason to ever get our body in critical condition. I understand I throw a lot of information at you guys, and for some of you returning players this might seem boring and nothing new, but I'm simply trying to help some of my new folks out here. Part 1 of any series seem to bring new eyes to the game in general, and No Man's Sky is no exception to that. As of right now, I'm trying to focus on some decorations and just making sure that my base seems semi-presentable. Now this is one of my most frequently vehicles that I own. It's the quickest and well-managed storage unit. Obviously I'm looking forward to upgrading this vehicle and making it more fit for my environment and my current goals. It is also probably one of my favorites as well. Okay, so we're gonna dive straight into this cave real quick and just collect some of these flowers so I could eventually turn this into sodium, so to speak. Now, it's not a survival necessity on this planet, however, I need sodium for some of my building purposes as well. Our storage also seems to be getting out of hand as well. Now, these egg-looking plants give you a great amount of carbon, and the pillar-looking rocks on the ceiling is an excellent source of cobalt, which is also used in crafting and normally is required in some advanced building structures. Right now, I'm trying to be very cautious of my storage, and honestly, I don't need cobalt as of right now. You'll see some of this quite a lot, just random travelers flying by. Oh, also, I forgot to talk to you about my planet real quick. So I decided to settle in on one of the hostile planets in this universe. There's a lot of drones flying around. They're not the ones that will fly up to you and stare at you for a second or two. No, they're the ones that will literally come up to you and they will try to bring you down or kill you. So this will certainly bring that challenge, so to speak. I need to get some fuel for my ship. We're gonna go for a little spin, you guys. My current ship is very bulky and it wasn't designed for quick maneuverability. It's more designed to be used as a tool to overcome pretty much anything, honestly. It can still shoot and defend itself, however, because it is bulky and heavy, it's not very fast at maneuvering, but that's alright. We'll just have to make it work, you guys. I'm gonna stay in close range with my base so that way when I get full on resources I won't be using that extra time just flying back and trying to restack my inventory and just deliver it all. Now, these asteroid looking things are what keeps my ship fueled up, so to speak, and this is also where I get my gold and silver. Pretty much anything of value is to be found here. The only downside, but that's also where the challenge is coming from, but occasionally you might get detected by an outside source ship, meaning another traveler, and they would want that loot of yours that you've been farming for. Some of them might be nice enough to where they will just request a fee for you to pay, simply because this was already claimed by them. But obviously you don't have to pay that fee, and instead, by refusing that payment, you'll be willing to put up a fight with them instead. Space Station is a local trading office. Essentially, this is where we will be trading some of our things, buying and selling, taking on quests, meeting friends, teleporting from different bases, upgrading and customizing your equipment. It is packed with multiple generations of aliens. Some of them are travelers, some of them are astronauts like myself. All of them have a unique language that they use. If you're traveling across different galaxies, you might not understand anything they say and just go with your gut. However, if you stick around and explore different planets and attempt to learn the stones, that's how you learn a different language, and you get to communicate with them and possibly become friends, which is very cool. I use this particular station for selling items, typically things I wouldn't need, or at least not right now. Storage management is very crucial in No Man's Sky, especially at the beginning. I do already have multiple building storage units, but I still hate to keep it full all the time. I just feel like I constantly have to sell items in order to make more units, and units is the currency in this universe, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys to show you what a freezing planet will look like. I believe I already have some good amount of sodium already stacked in my inventory, which is always a plus, and it keeps my anxiety levels down, just saying. There she is. I just hope we don't get attacked while we're going there. We'll be fine regardless, but it's always nice when you get to your destination in one piece and not have to deal with any drama. This planet seems to be full of pure ferrite, which is higher quality of ferrite, but I also already assumed that this freezing temperature on this planet will play a significant factor in my exploration here. Let's get some good quality copper. I screwed up a little bit. My temperature is dropping drastically, so in order to sustain my temperature where it's at, I have to be submerged. I'm not warm here, but at least I can prevent my temperature from dropping by simply digging myself a hole here. Let's just hope that I can make it back to my ship in one piece. Alright, I just need to chill here for a second. Regenerate my body, okay. These modules are so important here. This is literally how you get advanced in creativity. They're also worth a crap ton of money here as well. More flowers, sweet. I will tell you what I'm very excited about though. In part 2, I will probably start working on farming here. If I can get to the point where I'm self-sufficient, that will save me so much time and money and resources altogether. Now, everything is still very new to me here, but if I can start gathering resources at my base by simply being here and not traveling anywhere else, that'd be super cool. Now, I don't know if that's even worth it, but I think we should at least try. Oh no. I hope they didn't see me. Nope, they definitely saw me. Crap. Now, ladies and gents, those are the space pirates. They like to steal the people's loot, as you can already probably tell. Luckily, I have a very good quality laser, and I will just dig myself a hole here. But if this was somebody else, I wasn't so lucky, and I'm afraid they would have gotten to that person by now. I think I need to chill here for a second, though. Okay, let's just get out of here. Enough of exploration for today, I guess. Oh, what a shocker. Now they're gonna try to take everything I worked for. That's what they do. I guess it's already too late. Well, I'm gonna have to take them down, I guess. Well, here we go, boys. Oh wow, that guy was pretty terrible. Nice. Let's get back home before any of them show up again, I guess. I'm still currently working on building my base. It is not nearly where I want it to be. I just pretty much laid down the foundation and built rooms and sections and have a general layout of my base, but there's still so much more to come. I will say I like my solar panels though. I don't have to rely on my generators because of my solar system anymore, so that's great. These are the things I can spend my modules on. Well, here we go, back to the space station, you guys. I'm thinking about wrapping up part 1 here. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to show some love and hitting the crap out of this like button, or dislike the video if you didn't like the video. No hate. At the end of the day, we can't make everyone happy. I love to grind in No Man's Sky, so it's definitely a pleasure to make these videos for me. It's such a fun game. It has come a long way too. I love the amount of content that's been added to the game over the time. If you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, consider subscribing. And with that being said, this was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Goodbye.